guys, welcome back to my next episode of Devlog. I don't actually remember which devlog this is at the time of recording. I apologize for that. But anyway, as you can see on my screen, there have been a couple of changes. Most notably, I have implemented a scrolling background with a parallax effect. And without further ado, let's just see how the game plays now. So let's enter play mode. And you can see the background scrolls on different levels. Okay, I can still notice some bugs, but we can always squash them later on. Scores working properly. Oops, there we go. And the new thing to note over here is this UI, which is so beautiful. Let me just show this to you in full screen. Maximized screen. It is so beautiful and awesome. Just look at these animations. Oh my god. Okay, let's restart. The same thing is there for the pause menu. Really nice animations. And we can put sounds on each and every one of these buttons, which we will do. Which I will do, of course. Okay, let's resume. So, okay, I think we've seen enough. These are the three major changes that I have implemented since my previous devlog. Number one being the pause menu. So that's over here. No, not in Game Manager. UI. Pause menu. Let's enable that for now. Really beautiful. And all the buttons that you see inside are stored in here. So the logic goes, this thing is only turned on when the player presses the pause button. Yes? Once the pause button is pressed, the pause button itself disappears. So as you can see, the pause button, when the pause button is pressed, the pause button itself disappears because set active is equal to false. And this thing comes on. Now, there are 4 different levels in here. Not really levels, but 4 different menus, right? There's a resume button, there's a main menu, there's restart, and there's quit. These buttons are all there. Corresponding buttons: resume, main menu, quit, restart. Right, now what they do is, let's just go through one button because all the others are exactly similar. When I click on the resume thing, so that's this one up top, the one beside the heart. When I click on that, okay, no, I'm sorry. Actually, that is under here. Yes, there we go. Okay, so when I click on these hearts, right? So if I click on the heart next to the resume, what happens is the resume button, the actual button which will allow us to resume the game, comes on screen. So set active equals to true. Whereas all the rest of the buttons, rest of the interactable buttons, that's the main menu, restart, quit, they disappear. It's the exact same thing for the rest of the buttons. Right, now let me show you what I mean by that. Let me make this go away again, and we will pause in game. And I'll show you. Okay, so here you can see we've paused. Now, when I click on this resume thing, this button appears. When I click on main menu, this button appears. When I click on restart, this button appears, and the same thing for quit, right? So the logic behind it is, as I'm clicking on each of these, the corresponding button is activated and all the other buttons are deactivated. As you can see, they are on the exact same space. So that's the logic, and it's pretty much the same thing for the death menu, except the death menu contains one more thing. So let's just go ahead and die over here. it contains this share button. Now what happens is this will only work on mobile devices, Android devices, to specify it further. If I click on this, it's going to share a screenshot of this particular scene, and you can share it in any app other than Facebook controlled apps except WhatsApp. So yes, you can share it in WhatsApp and any of your messenger apps or whatever, and you can show the high score to your friends. The link of the game would also be embedded in the text which goes along with the image. Right, so it's high level stuff. Not really high level, but I'll show you in a minute how we did that. The reason why I didn't say Facebook is because Facebook wants you to implement its own SDKs to be able to share into its apps. The exception being WhatsApp. I'm very glad that WhatsApp is in the exceptions. But yes, if you want to share anything from your game or app to Facebook or even Instagram, I mean, of course, there is the old way of you manually taking a screenshot and then uploading it on Facebook or whatever. But if you want a direct way or like a button or something, then you need to have the Facebook SDKs inside your project. Properly implemented, of course. Improper implementation is not going to work. Okay, moving on. I hope you got this whole UI thing. Now let's talk about the background a little bit. Let's go towards the background. Now, as you can see, the background is docked onto the main camera because as the camera moves, so does the background. But to know more about this background scroll effect, I'm going to link a very great video in the description down below. Please watch it. It's explained in much more detail, and read the description of that video as well. It's not my video, to be clear. Now, one more thing before we turn towards the scripting part. This whole UI thing that you saw of the pause menu and the death menu comes from this pack called Modern UI Pack. Now, it's a Unity Store asset. It's a really great asset that I purchased a few weeks ago, I guess. Let me click on my assets. And one thing that I would really like to point out over here is, even though they're not sponsors of the channel, their customer support is really great. I mean, literally the only thing that you have to do is send an email to them and they will respond very quickly, within a few hours, if not quicker. And they will actually help you to solve any problem that you may face. And it's really beautiful, really nice. UI pack saves you a lot of time, because see, let's get one thing clear. Doing these things is very time consuming. If I were to do all of this myself, it would take me months to finish my game. So these guys just shortened my work, of course. And if you are interested in picking up this asset pack yourself, please use my affiliate link, which you will find in the description below. And hopefully, once you do that, it will help me a little bit. Yes, okay. Enough with the cross promotions. Let's turn towards the scripting part. One new thing that you see here is the share button. Now, to implement share button in your Unity projects, I will have another video linked in the description below. Very nicely and beautifully explained. Okay, and it's nothing extra. All of this code that you see here is available on GitHub. The only thing that you have to do is copy paste it properly. Okay? But the thing is, see, before I leave this script, this is the method that you find that you'll get in the GitHub page, the GitHub repository. You need to call this IEnumerator method from a public method, which will then be called out from the button. So this public method, share screenshot, is actually mapped out to my share button in my game. You can of course find in different ways of calling methods, but this is what you're supposed to do. Again, if you watch that video very carefully, you will understand this. Repeat background, I have already said. Go watch the video linked in my description. Cool stuff. Other than that, the entire UI part did not write a single line of code for implementing the death menu and the UI, the pause menu. I already had methods for pausing the game and resuming the game and quitting the game. So it was only a matter of mapping them out to buttons. As you can see, very beautifully designed. You do get a bunch of options. So if you see, you have all of these things. Really cool stuff and really easy to use. Other than that, you also get the documentation, which is, again, really cool. Let's take a look at it. See, very detailed documentation with API examples and how to set methods and call methods and all that. Great stuff. Okay, we are nearing towards the end of this game. How cool is that? Of course, I will continue squashing bugs as and when I find them. The thing that is to be implemented before the next video is the post-processing effects, which is something that I'm going to start working on now. Sound effects. You may have noticed that we do not have any sound in the game as of now. Once we're through with that, the two important things remaining would be to get the Google Play Games SDK implemented properly and the Facebook SDK implemented properly. Once we do that, we will be ready to launch. And this would be my third game, believe it or not. If you want to check out my other games, I'll leave the Play Store links in the description as well. Hopefully you'll like them, but don't judge too harshly because they were one of my, they're like first game and second game, so I'm not too... Okay, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Hit like if you liked the video, hit sub if you loved the video and you like what I'm doing with my channel. You can also click on the bell icon next to the subs button to be notified whenever I make a new video. And guys, when you go out, please just wear masks. What is up with you people? Okay, have a good day or good night wherever you are and whenever you are. Thank you.